Hello, hello, hello. How are we here? How is today, day 5 of the Team Building Bootcamp? I have had the best time with you guys. You are so much fun. And I love how you've been showing up and doing the work, whether or not you've been on the live or you've been watching the recording. I'm so excited. And I'm so excited about welcoming new members into No Pressure Direct Seller. Guys, the doors close on Tuesday. So if you are ready to build that momentum, if you are ready to take your business to the next level, you're ready to step into your potential and transform your business so that you are consistently bringing in money, consistently building your team, then I invite you to join us inside No Pressure Direct Seller. I also announced a bonus, another bonus, which is that you will get a free ticket to the Leadership Summit that I will be hosting inside No Pressure Direct Seller this fall. We will hear from leaders from different companies, as well as you'll be getting some training from me. So it's going to be amazing. You get that for free. It's the value of that is over $1,000. So make sure that you get into No Pressure Direct Seller so you don't miss out on that. Listen, I want you to build a team of go-getters. I've given you some tools this week. Now it's time to put all of those into action, and having that support and accountability will help you do just that. So today we're talking about, oh, by the way, you can go to rachelaperry.com/NPDS, abbreviation or initials of No Pressure Direct Seller, rachelaperry.com/NPDS, and join us in there. All right, so today we are diving into your team building blueprint. So the blueprint, the purpose of this blueprint is basically for you to create your focus, for you to create your plan, where you're going to go from where you've been to where you're going. And I think there are 5 important elements, and we've talked about most of these. 4 important elements. We've talked about these this week. We've talked about 3 of them. Okay. The first is your vision. What is your vision for your business in the next 3 years? Where do you want to be? Where are you going? Okay. What is your team vision? What do you want them to adopt? We were talking about this in the VIP group yesterday. Sometimes when your team isn't working, it's because they have lost sight of their vision. Whoops. They've lost sight of their vision. So you need to know how you can help them get that vision back. It might not be your vision. Okay. It might be your vision, but it's really important for you, number one, to know what your vision is. Okay. And on a side note, you need to know what your team's, what their vision is too. The second part is knowing what your transformation has been since starting your business. What has been your transformation? Who were you before you started your business, and who are you now? We talked a lot about your story, and I think it's so important to have that signature story, because it not so that you can share that entire story all the time, but it reminds you of what your transformation is. Guys, the transformation is so powerful. Okay. So you want to be able to share that with with the people, your prospects. Okay. The third step in building your blueprint is to identify how you're going to share the business and nurture your prospects. So what tools are you going to use to share the business and to nurture your prospects? So, and there might not be enough room in your blueprint to fill this out, so you can write it on the back or whatever, or in the notes section. But you have tools. How do you share your business now? The coffee chat is a new tool. What are some other things you can do to share the business? But then also, how are you going to nurture your prospects? Because remember, sometimes people are not ready when you talk to them. Sometimes you don't even know their prospects because they're just watching you. So you need to be connecting and nurturing and doing all the things all the time. So what are some things that you're doing to nurture those prospects, to nurture the people who are watching you? How can you do that? That's the next part of your blueprint. Okay. And then I want you to set some goals for yourself. So in 1 year, you'll have how many first levels? You'll have how many second levels? You'll have how many third levels? Now, depending on your company, You might get commission off that third level. You might not. You might get commission on an even deeper level. You get the idea. We're just going to set it at 3. And if you don't have third levels in your company, then just don't do that part. But I think it's so important, I know it is, to set this goal for yourself, because when you set the goal, you're then able to really focus and, on where you're going. So yesterday in our VIP called, Jackie, she's been in this training, obviously. She's a member of No Pressure Direct Seller too. And she was sharing how a leader told her, when you focus on sponsoring, it will get done. Like, you will be doing that. What you want is what you need to focus on. For example, if you want to build a team, which is why you're here, so I'm guessing that's what you want to do. If that's where you want more growth, you've got to focus on that. That's got to be where your attention is. It needs to not be on other things. It needs to be on sponsoring. Because think about it, like when you are, she brought up this good example of how, remember that game, some of you, I'm sure you all know, like the punch bug, like you look for all the punch bugs, or when I was driving down to Florida this summer, we were looking for all the license plates, like from all the different states. And so that's all I saw. Like everywhere I went, anytime once we got to Florida and we were like out and about, I would be looking at people's license plates, right? Because I was so focused on that. I was so focused on finding like freaking Rhode Island, which I didn't find until I got home. What? And then I found it 3 times. So I found everyone in Rhode Island. But the point is where you focus is where you'll grow. So if you're not focused on sponsoring, but you say you want to build a team, my friend, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to focus on it. So that's what this blueprint is doing. And that's what I'm going to encourage you to do starting today. This is your focus. If you want to have 40 people in your first level and then the next year, it's time to focus on sponsoring. If you want 10 people on your first level in the next year, it's time to focus on sponsoring. If you want 2 people on your team in the next year, it's time to focus on sponsoring. That's where it needs to be. And when you focus on it, you put all the things that you've learned this week into practice and you keep going. You keep showing up. Okay? All right, my friend. Listen, I'm excited for today's training. We're going to talk about all of this more in depth. Bring your questions about this week. Or even No Pressure Direct Seller to that training. I'll be giving away prizes. It's going to be good. It's going to be so good. So until then, my friends, take care. I'll see you soon.